So the goal here is to get these two pieces as back together as possible. This is way harder than I thought it was gonna be. Oh yeah. All right guys, here we go. So as I start to fill my archery range out, you'll notice that I have one piece that's been missing for a little while, and that's my little 1/3 scale 3D elk. And unfortunately, this guy has seen some better days. Not only is the core literally completely shot out of this, I mean, it's annihilated from broadheads. I've kind of blown it up. So in today's video, I am going to try to salvage this as much as possible. I think I can get this back into like target form. Rinehart was having a sale. It was like a blemish sale, and I picked up one of the replacement cores. I'm gonna try to put the elk back together. The tools I'm gonna be using, I have a drill. And the reason why I'm using the drill is I have these wooden dowels, and these dowels I'm going to try to put in here to get the two pieces to come together and just add some support to it. And I have 2 for the top, 2 for the bottom. I have my replacement core, and I have some tight foam. The reason why I got tight foam is because it expands really well, and it fills gaps and cracks. I've used this stuff before. It's pretty sticky, so I think it'll work good as like an adhesive. Let's get to kind of cleaning this up and getting it where I can stick these dowels in, and we'll go from there. If you have a target that is in complete disarray, maybe this will help you. All right, so what I'm gonna do first is I'm gonna get this trash. This is literally, it's completely destroyed. And like, I get why it's destroyed because I shot broadheads in it for 6 months. I mean, I didn't expect it to not be destroyed. I think I'm gonna take this head off. So the goal here is to get these two pieces as back together as possible, so that way I can get this core inside of it. I think I'm actually going to glue this new replacement core inside. So these dowel rods are pretty much twice the length of this drill bit that I have, which is the same size as the dowel rod. And my plan is I'm just gonna drill this drill all the way in until it bottoms out. I'm gonna shove the dowel rod, put a little bit of the tight foam in, and then stick the dowel rod in it, and then do the same on the other side. Oh yeah, it's actually gonna work. Sweet, sweet. You got a hole. Highly recommend not getting this stuff on your hands. It is very, very sticky. This is a disaster. All right, now we're to the point where I'm gonna try to attempt to stick these two ends together. Yeah, wish me luck. This is way harder than I thought it was gonna be. Ah. All right, here we go. Starting to get it. Oh yeah. We're almost there. I don't know how much harder I can press. It's not terrible. We're close, we're not there yet. So what I'm actually gonna do is I'm going to put this core in, spray foam inside of all the cracks here where it's all broken, and then I'm gonna get a ratchet strap and ratchet strap this whole thing together and see if I can suck it in tight. Okay. I got the core in. As you can see, like, I still have a lot of holes, like gaps that I need to fill. But what I'm gonna do is, like I said, I'm gonna try to get ratchet strap and go around this entirely and see if I can suck this thing even tighter. And then I'll go through and fill in all these gaps. All right, we're back. Now that we have some tension on it, filling in the cracks. Fill it all in. I want this thing coming out of every orifice if I can. So it's kind of what I got right now. I got foam kind of leaking out of everywhere on this thing, and I'm gonna let it sit overnight, come back tomorrow, probably take like a little saw or like a multi-tool and just go ahead and kind of trim this off and kind of clean it up the best I can. And then, like I said, we'll maybe throw some spray paint on this and set it back out in the yard. And if we can salvage another year out of it, you know, that saves me a couple $100. These things aren't cheap, they're about $200. Anytime I can save a few dollars at this, I'm gonna try. See you guys tomorrow. Cut this up, set them back out. All right, here we are, day 2 of this project. So today what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut all the excess foam that is kind of expanded and grown out of this target. Then we're gonna go ahead and touch it up with some spray paint and should be good to go. What I'm using to cut this off is I have one of these DeWalt like multi-tools. You could, if you don't have this, you could use like a little hand saw or, you know, like a tree saw to kind of cut this foam off. Some of it breaks off, and if you're not really, you don't care about the aesthetics of it, you just want it to work, you could just snap it off. See how these dowels and everything held up? Already you can tell, like, the just general rigidity, this is way better. So let's get to cutting this stuff off and make it look pretty again. All right, overall, not bad. It did make for a hell of a mess. Cord is definitely in there, and there's definitely a lot of rigidity added back to this target. So I'm gonna go get these stakes. We're gonna go stick them in the yard, slap them with some spray paint. Went to the store and picked up just a cheap flat black. And then I picked up these 2 camouflage colors, you know, about the same colors. It's kind of what I was going for, so, you know, 12, 15 bucks in spray paint, a little bit of foam, and a brand new core. Looks like we fixed this target, so I'm pretty happy about that. We'll see once we get it out there if it can stop an arrow still, or if the core is just gonna completely fall out the other side. So overall, it's probably not the best looking little 1/3 elk scale target I've ever seen, but this should be good enough to get me done for a while. It should take a couple thousand shots from here. I'm gonna let this dry for a few minutes. I'm gonna go clean up my mess. We're gonna launch some arrows at it, make sure she holds up.